Hello everyone, welcome to today's 10-minute portrait. I'm super happy to have you here with me. This is pre-recorded as opposed to being a live stream, but I would still love you if you're watching the premiere. There's a live chat and you can tell us where you're joining from, what you're going to be sketching with today, and I'm really glad to have you here being part of the 10-minute challenge. 10-minute portrait challenge, and I would love you to use the hashtag 10-minute portrait and hashtag drawingwithdylan if you're sketching with me. And today you can tag me at Dylan_Sara, and also Serj Tankian, who is an incredible inspiration, someone whose work I have admired, and his bandmates, of course. But yeah, Serj is such an inspiration. I'm going to chat about him a bit as we draw together the singer from System of a Down, for those who are not familiar, here we go, with who this character is. And something which I really love and appreciate about, we're just going to start sketching now, 10-minute portrait sketch. I think I discovered System of a Down at a very, a really interesting time in my life. And I was really into metal music at the time, and the righteous rage and indignation, there's a lot of just kind of like, some of the stuff I was listening to felt like this really directionless rage and anger, and it was not always, I don't know, something that with System of a Down, it was like, and a few other bands, it was like it had focus and energy, and is a form of creative activism, and such a powerful way of connecting people, and sharing stories, and definitely brought things to my attention that at that stage, I think I must have been about 20, brought things to my attention in Adelaide, Australia, that I was definitely not aware of happening in the world. And one of them was the Armenian genocide, which I had no idea about at that time. I didn't know anything about Armenia. And unfortunately, the Armenian genocide, which there's been ongoing discussions about the recognition of the Armenian genocide and how it has been denied for so long. And unfortunately, it's ongoing, and that right now that Azerbaijan, the neighboring country, is cutting off part of the Armenian people from energy and warmth in the middle of winter, and it's terrible. And people like Serj, who have a really big platform and public presence, are able to bring attention and awareness to such issues. And something which I think this photo like sums it up really nicely, that I feel like there's this joy and radiance, and it's like intertwined and interwoven with activism and suffering and injustice. And it's such an interesting union of these things, and it's something that I kind of think about in my work and my life, about how can we do good and sketch for peace and try and bring about peace and awareness and a loving, accepting world. Like what is our role to play within all of these things? And Serj Tankian and System of a Down and many other bands and people are a huge inspiration in that regard, for having such a powerful creative output, and really clearly talking about things which, for some reason, things that don't get talked about or things that potentially even get covered up, or just people unwilling to address, or governments and regimes seem unwilling to address. And yeah, it's really interesting, journey. How do we confront injustice and try and bring awareness to things, and also at the same time stay positive. And I think the community, the creative output, things like the justified rage and suffering that comes through in some of the System of a Down, and also the beauty of it. It's like such incredible music, so powerful, and like shining a light on injustice through beauty and power and creation is like, it's such a special thing that art and music and creativity is able to do. Yeah, let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're a System of a Down fan, if you've seen this face before, if you're aware of the plight of the Armenian people. I remember at the time I was just like, how can I not know about this? And it's been a while now, and we're like halfway in now. What am I going to add to this? I'm just making this up as I go along. I haven't committed to a medium really yet. So maybe I will grab my walnut ink and see if I have this homemade walnut ink, if I have any brushes about that I could use. This is... Okay, I think it's working now. I found a brush, which I hope is kind of clean, and my walnut ink. And yeah, this is nice. So this is homemade walnut ink, and I use it a lot like watercolor, really. You can do like a nice ink wash. It has a sepia kind of quality, and it's a really nice way to build up a portrait. And it's really nice making your own art supplies. And something that I have found important, and I felt like during the lockdown, first lockdown pandemic, there was a time where it's like, I was making a lot of natural ink, and then I was wondering like, how can I share something positive with the world? And I found the experience of foraging, connecting to nature, also doing it together with family, was such an important thing for me in that phase. And that was something I felt like this is like something I'd love to share with the world, like sourcing your own art supplies from nature and connecting to your surroundings through your art supplies, and just being aware of your impact and place and presence within nature. It's a thing that kind of many years along the line, it was like, how can I, inspired by people like Serj, what is it I can do with my experience to contribute to something positive and creative in the world, basically. I wish I had some clean water here, which I don't. Maybe I'll use this water brush. I want something a bit lighter. I'm not really sure. Oh, it looks like we've been recording for about 9 minutes. And maybe I was talking for a couple in the beginning, so have a little bit of time left. So this I'm not really sure what I was about to say. All right, there's a bit. bit of a walnut ink wash. I feel like it's crying out for some definition. Here I'm gonna, if it's dry enough, I've got my calligraphy pen here, which is something I really enjoy using, and just with a couple minutes time, hoping that that's not going to happen too much with wet areas of ink, to just kind of add some definition and contrast. I wish I knew who the photographer was who took this. Something which I think was in an article for a music magazine or a blog post. It's a really lovely photo. And be sure to go out and check out Serj Tankian on Instagram, posting a lot about the current situation in Armenia, and about other creative endeavors, and it's just someone who recurringly has been a great inspiration to a lot of people. So it's a pleasure and honor to be sketching Serj with you, and I hope you're enjoying it. Maybe you've learned something, or have found a trail to follow to continue some learning, start some learning, and maybe a little inspiration for how art and creativity can be kind of a driving force in raising awareness and bringing about positive change, and bringing people together to realizing that spread across the globe, how connected we are, and how much of an impact we can have on one another to inspire and bring about peace. That's the goal, the aim, something that I think we could all agree on wherever we're from. We're essentially after the same things, and like to share smiles with our loved ones. And thank you, Serj, for sharing so many smiles, and thank you for also sharing justified rage, and also of course to your bandmates and anyone who's a System of a Down fan in the chat. Let me know. One of the last concerts before I went to a festival before becoming a father, and I got to see System of a Down and Nine Inch Nails at a festival in Germany, and it was like just like a month or so before our first child was born, so that was pretty cool. Probably gone over time, but I'd like to darken this shirt area down here a bit. Thank you so much, everyone who is watching and sketching along. If you have been sketching along, I'd love you to use these hashtags down here, Drawing with Dylan and 10-Minute Portrait. Tag me at Dylan_Sara and tag Serj. Maybe he'll see it. And thank you so much for joining. You're awesome, and I wish you all power and peace and inspiration, and look forward to sketching the next portrait with you. Thanks so much for joining. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment, and thank you so much. See you next time.